All right, guys, it's Monday. Literally just walked out to the garden, set up everything, and we got a couple things to do today. I'm going to be under a time crunch because we are expecting rain today. So this may be like a 10-minute video, a 15-minute video, 20-minute, I don't know. Because I need to try and get 2 videos in so we have something for Wednesday. So one issue I'm concerned with right now, and I don't know what caused this. I'm going to have to look it up on the internet. Going around. You can see that cabbage right there. It has split. I don't know if that's because something was eating on it, which is a very good possibility the way it looks. So we're probably going to cut that out. Or if, I don't know. I don't know if, I mean, the other cabbages are fine. There's nothing going on with these. I don't see any bugs in there. That one's kind of small, but that one, I don't know. It kind of looks like something was just chewing at it, which kind of aggravates me because, you know, I mean, animals got to eat, right? So I shouldn't get too aggravated over it. So I came out yesterday and everything in here was just covered, and I mean covered in this red dust. You won't be able to see it, but I can see it. So what that is, yeah, here in Georgia, we got red clay, right? But that's not red clay. And I've had some breathing issues the last few weeks, and I'm just going to kind of try and look and see if everything's in focus because I really don't want to keep flipping this around. So the red dirt or red dust that's all over these, it is, most of it's gone now. Yesterday it was, I mean, just, you couldn't believe how covered it was. Most of it's gone, but that red dirt is actually from Africa. So we get dust storms that come across the water from Africa, and then they come into the U.S. Sir, you're not staying there. I hope you know that. Get out of there. So it literally covered everything in the garden yesterday. Thank God we had a nice rain last night, so it kind of pushed things off or wiped things off. You're not staying either. Just so those of you, I'm just literally getting rid of a squash bug. So I literally covered everything. Everything was red in here. More squash bugs. There is a ladybug in here, though. I know somebody said once I pulled this up one time and I had a squash bug on it, and I said squash bug, and somebody said, I don't see a squash bug, I see a ladybug. The squash bugs look like ladybugs, quite literally look like ladybugs. So it wasn't a ladybug, it was a squash bug. Oop, okay, that's fine. So I do have a ladybug in here. It's the only one I see. I just scared her, him, whichever one it is. It's hard to tell. So I do have a few of them in here, which is great because they will start attacking the aphids and stuff like that that's been in the garden, right? So I'm more than pleased with that. The other issue I have over here is one of the squash. So with all that heavy rain that we've had, and this time I will flip you around because I want to take you over there. With all the rain we've had, now the vines are going everywhere here, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. The problem I did have was over here. As you can see, this vine literally broke off. So we're going to trim that off today. I still have powdery mildew issues. I haven't been out here to spray because we've been getting a lot of rain lately. So let me just flip this back around. So we're going to come out here. We're literally going to trim some of this stuff up. I do have my shears. I also have my alcohol wipes with me so we can clean the shears off after we get done with the squash, because I don't want to spread this to other areas. So some of the squash has now got powdery mildew on it. So we're going to trim this broken vine off. And unfortunately, we're going to lose. We lost some squash the other day because the vine is just broken off. I thought it was vine borers, but it is not vine borers. It literally just, okay, so you want to be like that? We're just going to do that. And we're going to take you all out of here. I don't know what's what there. The vines were all kind of running together. I thought it was vine borer beetles, right? But then when I looked at it, I'm like, no, that's not vine borer. That literally broke off. Now, there is something trying to grow in there. Don't know what it is. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that cabbage in a minute. And then what I'll do is I'll break that up into that somewhat of a compost pile I have. I hope I wasn't blocking your view. So, sad to say, we did lose. I'm going to cut you off too because you're broken as well. So we're going to get rid of this. And of course, the mint. I'm hoping you guys can see this because I don't have the camera flipped the other way. The mint is like right in the freaking way. Oh, there we go. There it is, guys. There is a bug on there. And we're going to we'll take care of that right now. Okay, so get rid of that. So I don't know that that was a vine borer. Or vine borer. Wow, I'm making up words as we go along. Pretty cool, right? No. All right, let's get this out of here. So that'll be down there, out of the way. I also have to cut off. We got some more broccoli, guys. So I'm going to get some more broccoli out of this. This is great. Now we're going to cut this off because it's just in the way. I'm going to leave this. This really is shoddy, but right now, that's the only piece of that vine that is growing. This one we're going to cut off because it is just not looking healthy. All right. So I want to get this one off because this one is full of, there we go. And this one over here, I really should have put my gloves on for this. These have tiny little spikes in them. Ow! And that sometimes it gets under your skin. They're not really big spikes, but when you get it just right, it does hurt. And I don't want, there's one sticking out of my finger right now. So they're not really, they just give a little tiny prick. I just don't want them under my skin. And then it turns into something else. So you can get these off. I never did get rid of that potato vine that broke off. And I probably should have cleaned these first before I just did that. All right. So all that can go over there. The other thing I really kind of want to do today, I don't know if I'm going to do it in this video. It just depends on how much time we have. So this one is a really sad looking leaf, but it's the only one off of that plant. So I want to kind of leave that to see if we can get it to come back. As far as powdery mildew goes, I think that's pretty much it. It's hard to tell because some of these vines still have that red, nasty dirt on it. Now, I do have this one that's getting kind of heavy, and it's laying over the edge, and the leaf doesn't look real good, real healthy, so we're going to get rid of that. And it doesn't look like it had any mice, but it does look like it did have a little powdery mildew on it. So right now, I think that's what we're going to do for these. I do have another squash down at the bottom. We did lose a squash with that vine breaking off. So we lost, was it one or two? I think it was two. So we lost like 2 squash. when that vine broke off. That's going to put some, also whatever I'm cutting off right now, it's going into that somewhat of a compost pile I have. So that'll put some green food into the compost. So, all right, so we got that cleaned out. Make sure I've got everything off of there I want. This one's dead, so we're going to nip that off so it doesn't work on that. This one is dead. Well, he just fell off. Okay. So now we do have a squash down there. Let's see if we can nip that off real quick. There we go. And I have a couple flowers. Actually, we have 2 squash down there. So hopefully that won't get too heavy. I'm going to leave it go because it is kind of getting to the point where it's on the ground. And if I try to lift it and the way it's turning over, I'm afraid that I will break that. So I'm going to leave that. So the other thing I really want to do, I'm going to come over here with you guys, is these potatoes. These potatoes are becoming a problem. And I didn't think about this before I planted these. Let me, while we're talking about this, I'm going to clean these up. So the potatoes, the issue I'm having with those is they're so big, they're actually covering everything behind over here. Can't see me. Let me turn that a little bit. So everything that's behind over here is getting covered up. Now, the broccoli. So I got a couple choices here. I've got a few little pods that grew up. I need to cut those off. One is actually kind of gone to flower, so I may just cut that off and toss that into the pile. Right now, I'm going to clean these off. So what I'm doing is I'm cleaning these off in case there's any disease on those plants. All I'm using is isopropyl alcohol wipes. And I'm just kind of wiping them all down and getting them as clean as best I can. I don't want to pass any possible disease onto another plant that can catch anything like that. So I think I'm going to do another video here in a minute. But right now, the plan is in the next video, we're going to move these big boys. I don't know where. I may take them to the front over that way and put them up there. I don't know. If I move them up there, there's a little bit more room that I can utilize, but I can't go too far because then my roommate won't be able to get his riding lawnmower through here, which never really takes down there anyway. But I have to respect, because he did give me a place to grow stuff. And the one thing I'm learning this year is we probably grew too much in all these pots. The potatoes, obviously, is the only ones that we didn't double up, triple up anything in there. But the lesson I'm learning this year is we probably put too much in these pots. I definitely want to move these potatoes up towards the top if I can. They're kind of heavy, and if the bags start to rip, I'll be in trouble then, because it'll expose all those roots and potatoes that might be potentially growing. But I want to try and move those up. And then there's 4 planters behind there. I want to kind of move those out. Get some more room in there. So that'll be in the next video. The other thing I'm probably going to do once we get these potatoes moved is I need to get at that squash plant that's back there. Still have the powdery mildew issue. But I have some new leaves growing in there. Put that up a little bit so you're not looking at my chin. I do have some new leaves in there that are growing, and I don't want them to get powder mildew on them if possible. Like I said, it's just been raining like on and off last week. The week before that was like, I don't know, 7 to 10 days of rain we had. Some of the stuff is coming back in these pots back here. You'll remember those were the ones that were, there we go. Those pots right there. Those were the ones that had swimming pools in them. So they've kind of drained out a little bit. They're greening up again, which is good. Some of this has died off pretty bad, so I'm probably going to just nip that off in the next video, and we'll take a closer look at these. I do see some pests in there. Not sure what I'm going to do to deal with that. The spearmint, of course, I don't know, you can't kill that. But the good news is the oregano is starting to come back a little bit. So I'm pleased with that. The basil, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to take an AI picture of this later and see if it's something I need to do to the soil to amend the soil, or if that's the actual color of it. So we'll take a look at that once I've done videoing for the week, and then we'll talk about it in another video that I do maybe later. But so that's the plan right now. So potatoes are going to get moved. They're going to go up this way, up here. Not sure how I'm going to do it yet. Hopefully the bags will hold up. Then the planters that are in the back behind the potatoes, behind those, are going to move forward. That will open up an area. And the other white planters that I have, I'm going to move those out just slightly, and possibly the tubs. The broccoli, we'll do that on the next video. That broccoli, there's a couple more stalks that I can take off. They're very small heads. One's still growing, so I'm going to leave that one. But I have one here, here, and right behind this one. This one's getting ready to flower. This one already flowered, so I need to get rid of that. I don't think I'm going to try and save that because I've still got all that stuff inside. Now there's another one over here, but I don't think it has grown anything yet. So I may leave that one grow for a little bit longer and see if anything comes out of it. But this one we're definitely going to get rid of. There's one back here. There's one there. And then this one's still tiny, so I'm going to let that grow a little bit. Cut these off. Once I get them cut off, I'll decide what I can do. These leaves are actually edible. You can cook them up. And these are actually pretty good leaves. So you can cook these up. The only ones I wouldn't cook up are the ones that the bugs have already gotten at, right? So, but there's some really good leaves in there, and I don't think I'm going to do that because I just don't have the space for all this stuff right now. Again, like I said, all I'm doing this since last year and this year is learning, right? So I'm planting stuff, see how it grows. Does it survive? Is it a lot of work to do? Is it worth my time and effort? If it is a lot of work, you know, is that going to be worth it for me? So once I figure out what grows, doesn't grow over the next year or so, so this year, probably next year, the one thing I did learn is the corn actually will grow. Remember, those of you who've been around, remember last year, the daggum chipmunks and squirrels got in there and they tore the stalks up before they could even grow right. So with putting the mint and stuff like that in is what I'm thinking is deterring them. They didn't go in there and destroy it this year. So I actually got some decent sized stalks. These things are not as big as you would see in a field, maybe. Maybe you would, I don't know. But they've gotten pretty big. The problem I'm gonna have with this year is all these stalks are spread out through the garden because I was just trying to see what will and won't grow. Problem with that is they self-pollinate amongst each other, and they're kind of far apart. So I don't know, like the one that's way over here, I don't know that will pollinate, right? So that means once the silks start coming out, if all the silks get pollinated, you get big ears of corn, right? And it's all got kernels on them, and you got a big ear on it. If they don't get fertilized, they won't grow big. You won't get a bunch of kernels on them, so you won't have a big ear of corn, right? So Next year, maybe what I'll do is I'll put a bunch of them in one pot, right, with some mint underneath them, keep the pests out. We'll see how that goes. The other thing I'm probably going to try next year with the corn is putting beans in there, because beans return the nutrients to the soil when they grow. So I'm thinking I might try putting pole beans in there with them. And so the pole beans will grow up the corn, and then it'll put the nutrients in the ground. So that's a thought for next year. We'll see what happens. But for now, I'm going to end this video. And then this will be out today, which is Monday. And then we'll make one more, provided the rain holds out. We'll make one more video for Wednesday. So we'll have a video for Wednesday. I doubt I'm going to have enough time to do a third video before this rain shows up. Oh, there's another cabbage that got chewed up. That one's done chewed up too. So this one got chewed up. So dadgummit. I think I might leave those, because whatever's eating those might come back and chew on those instead of the other ones. So anyway, guys, so thanks again for all these subscribers out there. All my subscribers have been here for a year now, because this channel's been just about a year. My friends at Our Mountain Home, Jen and Wiley, and working with Wiley, they helped me get this channel started. Jen gave me some pointers, tips, and clues and tricks, and then posted my thing up on her page. And I really, 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 really appreciate them for that. That got me started with a few subscribers. We've grown a little bit since then. I think we're up to 137 subscribers, somewhere around there. Anyway, so we've grown a little bit, and the hope is we continue to grow. We need to get to 500 before I can even apply for the partnership. Actually, we need to get to 500, and we need to have 3,000 watched hours. That's the biggest problem I'm having right now between the subscribers and the watched hours. The videos, the watched hours has gone down, most likely because it's a 1 year cycle. So we're getting to the end of that year cycle. So all those that are over a year are falling off. So I'm losing those hours. So, but I know with subscribers comes more views, which comes more hours watched, and eventually we'll get there. Hopefully, I should say we get there, but we'll see. Again, guys, thanks for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, I do have about 80% of you, 85% of you that come in, you watch, you return, and you don't subscribe. If you guys could do me a solid, hit that like button and give me that subscribe, and hit the little bell, and then you'll get notified when I do put videos out. I know you're coming back because you're seeing the video. So maybe you don't need the bell, but the bell will help get you notified that I put the video out. So anyway, and then I know sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people, so I see that happen a lot with my own videos. So anyway, I'm not too worried about it, because somebody, if they really want to watch this, they're going to come back and see it. But anyways, thanks for subscribing. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications, and we'll see you guys on the next video. And God bless. Have a great day, and the rest of your week if you don't see the next video.